I got the shelf down, I got all the stuff off of it. I got the salt out from the water softener. I'm going to shut the power off. I can pull the plug up here. I'm going to turn the water off. I'm going to drain some water out of the hot water right here to relieve some of the pressure, just a little bit. And before I empty that and mess with sediment buildup, I'm going to replace the anode rod. It's easier to replace the anode rod if it's really hard to get out when that's full of water. If you take all the water out, then the whole water heater is going to move when you try to take the anode rod off. See, last time I replaced it was 2 years and 6 months ago. I'm going to pull the disconnect out. Notice on is up. Let's shut the water off. Water's off. Let's relieve some of the pressure here. Can you see the tint in the water? Cold water is lighter colored. When you're doing anode rod maintenance on your water heater, it's under one of these caps. You just pry that off, and there might be foam and you might have to dig down. I think mine's about 3 inches down. Now you want to make sure you're getting the right cap. I have another water heater that has 2 of these on the top for some reason. And look in your manual. Usually there's a schematic that points out which one of these are correct. I don't know what's in the other one, if it's electronics or what, but just be careful you're picking the right one. And you get a screwdriver and just kind of go around with it to get that foam out when you eventually hit the cap of the anode rod, hex type head on it. Open the pressure relief valve. There we go. The anode rod is in here. Hopefully it comes out easily. I have a 1 1/16 inch socket that fits that head on the anode rod. And I remembered I need an extension to be able to get this down deep enough to get to the anode rod. Yes. Thank you. I do not like it when they get stuck. I've had one water heater. It was only a couple of years old. I tried for everything to get that anode rod out, and Ream fortunately gave me a warranty return. Gave me a new water heater. If you hold it just right, you can catch the anode rod. Now remember, I haven't drained this, so the water's hot in here, but oh no, that's my bad. Look at that anode rod. Nothing left. So I'm expecting a bunch of buildup of sediment in the bottom of the water heater. There's the old one, and here's the new one. Don't touch it on me. Big difference. It's probably 3 years. Who would have thought it got that bad? I've had one that bad before. When we moved in, I had no clue about anode rods. We had a bunch of brown water coming out of the water heater, brown, yellow. Plumber came out, charged me $150. He pulled the rod out. It was just like a skinny bead like this. There wasn't anything on the bottom. And he said, yeah, you're supposed to change those. I bet 99% of the people with electric water heaters don't change their anode rod. So the rod, the new one, has a bunch of paper taped to it. I'm gonna have to pull that off. I don't think I want that inside the water heater. That's unusual. I've got a bunch of Teflon tape on there. I'm going to put the new anode rod in. You see the new one's a bit longer than the old one. Came shipped with the factory. I can't get the new one in at that length because it hits the ceiling area where the water heater is. So I'm going to saw some off the bottom. Get that sawed off. Now I'm having a bit of a deja vu. See, still not shorted up now. I think I'm remembering when I got this new one with the factory anode rod, the water heater is taller. So now I'm running out of space. And so I have this other water heater in the house, and I have to get a segmented anode rod that has splits in it so that the thing will actually bend and fit in there. So I got this one. Actually comes with 27 millimeter. So this will fit in any kind of height above it. So switch plans and use this one now. Now it's hitting the bottom. Are you kidding me? I have to cut a segment off of this one too. Learn something new all the time. Hope it screws in straight. There we go. We have to toggle a couple times to get the head of the anode rod threads to line up with the threads in the tank. Okay. All right. Anode rod in, check. Now we're going to attach a garden hose here. Make sure there's a washer in the hose. And I keep this old hose just for the water heater. It's longer than I need, but when I do it on the other side of the house, I need to run it through 2 or 3 rooms to get it outside. Pressure relief valve is still off, water's still off. Let's open this up. Looks like that's all it turns on this one. Quarter. That's good to know. You can leave this open if you want, not just keep taking pressure off the top. That's hot water mode. And that's good. We already have a good flow coming out. What I like to do is put a little bag. This is a laundry bag I use to make compost tea for the garden, because I want to catch any buildup of sediment. It'll blend in with the driveway if I don't catch it with something. Now, I may see more when I power flush it, but I expect to see some because of the anode rod shape. I'm going to start a power flush. Let's make sure the water's off. And I've mentioned in other videos, if you have a lot of sediment, you can clog this up. So what I like to do sometimes is shut it, you know, squish anything that might be in there. Shut this off, make sure it gets agitated in there. You can see I put it in the bucket. You can kind of see the water. See the buildup. Bottom of the bag. Water's all funky. Still not clean. Look at that. Looks like it's got the tag from the previous anode rod in there. Let's keep power flushing. I've done several power blasts. I've done about 6 power flushes. Let's see what the water looks like. Yep, got some more buildup in here. Nasty. Did another one. I think that's 6. You can see stuff in the bottom, not too much. See all kind of stuff in the water. Number 8. By the way, when I power flush it, I'm leaving the water fill full force for about 30 seconds and I shut it off. You can see the water's looking a lot nicer. A little sediment. I'm going to do one more and I think we'll be good to go. I got the thumbs up to call it good. Every time you agitate it with the power flush, some gravel on the very bottom is going to stir up and come out. You're never going to get it all the way out of the bottom anyway. Fortunately, the water comes out of the water heater from the top. Good to go. One thing to remember is make sure you have the water on and this is filled up before you put your power plug back in, because if you put that in without water, the heating element's gonna burn up or bend over.